Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back, and we are going to be showing you how to use GoDaddy premiums to sell domain names and also purchase domain names and what to look for, what makes a domain name valuable and what make it a really, really good deal. So first of all, for those people who are just tuning in now and aren't familiar with what a domain name is, it's your unique identifying URL or your web address, your internet real estate, so to speak. And probably seen GoDaddy commercials on the Super Bowl, the advertisements, the funny advertisements that come on, those multi-million-dollar advertisements for GoDaddy. They're usually quite funny. But everybody knows what a domain name is, I guess, because of those commercials we always see at the Super Bowl. But anyway, today we have 5 really good domains, and we are going to sell these. And we're going to talk about a few things, why people would want to pick up these domain names. We put a lot of work into finding them. There's certain algorithms that we used, certain software that we use to kind of pick out needles in haystacks, so to speak. And as you can see here, they're all exact match domain names. Like we have best stock picks, we have buy stocks online, we have grossincome.net, we have incomecalculator.net, and pickstock.net. All right, now you might have heard of .coms, and then you have .nets, and you have .orgs. .net is the second most valuable extension besides .com. It's usually about 10 times, a .com is 10 times more valuable than a .net, and I'll show you soon some real life examples. I'll take it over to Esteban. But basically what we're going to do is we are going to, after you purchase the domain and after you find it, based on exact match phrases that people are actually searching for, and therefore you can build a website on it, or your buyer could build a website on it for gross income, for instance, and be making a lot of money from that site. And that search term, gross income, when all these thousands of people search for gross income, that blog or that website will pop up on Google, and you're ranking next to the .com. It doesn't matter that you really have a .net, because you're going to rank. That keyword is what is most valuable, and if that keyword gets so many searches, then you're in the money. So what we do to sell them is we just use GoDaddy premiums. We select it, as you see there, we checked off the boxes, and then we go to the monetize box, and then we click on that, and you see it says list for sale. And click on that, and then we give it a price. So let's talk about the value of these domains, right? So basically, as I was explaining, a .com is 10 times more valuable than a .net. So remember, we have beststockpicks.net. And so beststockpicks.com, for instance, is a $4,300 domain name. And it's based on these comparable sales. All right, as you can see there, Esteban, this service that I'm using, is actually undervaluing this domain name extremely, because, as you know, beststockpicks.com, it has quite a bit of activity, and these comparable sales, they aren't really comparable to Best Stock Picks, are they? Look at that. They're not really very good, are they? But they're still selling for $4,000, $4,500, $5,000. And so you can see that, we've got the beststockpicks.net. And as you can see here, Best Stock Picks, right, receives over 590 searches per month on Google, right? Actually, gets a lot more than that. Advertisers pay up to $4 per click to advertise under Best Stock Picks. Crazy, right? $4 a click. So if you're ranking, you see how valuable that is? You don't need to pay $4 a click if you're ranking. So you can rank with beststockpicks.net, of course, right? So the next one I want to talk about, as you saw in the GoDaddy account, is buystocksonline.com. Here we go again. We've got a really great domain name here based on an exact keyword. Now, this whole stocks and trading is a great industry. As you can see, stocktrade.com is $73,000. And I think when you see here, we have pickstock.net, gold, right? Total gold. But let's talk about the buy stocks online. It's very similar to beststockpicks.net. A good example is stocks online, okay? Very, very similar, $37,000. And again, it gives us that data. It's telling us, you know, the stocks online does receive 480 searches per month, and advertisers pay up to $24 per click to advertise under stocks online. Highly competitive, right? And this actually sold for $37,000. As you can see there, the registrar is Crazy Domains. So, you know, we're not going to ask for, you know, it's a .net, so, you know, it would be the 10 times multiple would be $3,700. Now, of course, it's not stocks online, it's buy stocks online. But the word buy means somebody who searches that is intending to purchase something. And anytime you have buy in a domain name, it makes it valuable as well. And this is an exact match keyword. So, but again, we're not going to go for $3,700 because it's a .net, and we're also not going to go for $3,700 because it has buy in there. It's not stocksonline.net. So we're probably, instead of $3,700, I'm going to go for $400, $500, $600. Okay. And what that's going to do is the buyer who purchases buy stocks online is going to have room to resell it for, you know, $1,000, $1,500. Again, not 37, but a good $1,000 or $1,500 if they, you know, so want to get out of it or have an exit strategy. There's no risk. So they're putting, the buyer's putting their money into something that has no risk whatsoever, could possibly make them a ton of money, and also make them a ton of money if they were to sell it. If they were to flip it right away, they could make a quick $1,000 profit immediately. If they were to develop on it and then have traffic coming in, sales coming in, then they could probably sell it. You know, if it makes $1,000 a month, they could add $12,000 times 12 onto the value of it. They'd pick it up for $400, $500 from us, and then they could make a profit of $12,000 a couple months down the road. So it's really a no-brainer. So again, that's how we're coming up with the prices for these. You know, all of these are anywhere from $300 to $900. Okay, these are really great domains. And when you find domains, you guys got to find domains that are actual things, you know, that people are actually searching for, and you're claiming that property. You know what I mean? So we talked a little bit about pickstock.net as well, but here are some examples of .nets, stockpicks.net. It's pickstock.net or stockpicks.net. It's telling us straight up right away it's worth $2,000 for stockpicks.net, right? So again, the fair market value, whether or not the pickstock.net is worth anywhere near there, we're going to price it again affordably, probably about 25% of what it's worth, to give the buyer some room to make money, right? So again, we're going to probably price this around $500 or so, this pickstock.net, done with GoDaddy premiums. The buyer gets the domain immediately into their account, and they're in the money because we've sold it at a wholesale value, and therefore they have the room to sell it for retail, okay? And then the next one that and then we have that one, stockpicks.com, 164,000. Okay, so, you know, are we close? Well, we're not close. We don't have the .com, but we're kind of close when it comes to the keyword. But again, we're selling this not for, you know, 20,000, 50,000, 164,000. It's a .net right away. If we had stockpicks.net, it's showing up at $2,000 or so, right? So for pickstock.net, we're going to bring it down to 400. All right. So next up, we're going to talk about grossincome.com. all right? And grossincome.com is 11,000. Again, that's giving us the .net is at $1,100 multiple. So again, we're going to sell it at 300 or 400 bucks, give the buyer some room. They could sell it for 2,000 bucks easy. A lot of the time, you know, when I talk about these Estabat appraisals, you know, I'm really lowballing it, because as you see, people spend tons of money on domains that aren't even worth that. And so I am talking totally wholesale prices on the bare minimum that these things are worth. There's no way that grossincome.net is worth any less than, you know, the true worth of it is any less than 2,000 bucks or so. But again, Estabat is doing on the low end of this. Grossincome.com, you kidding me? Only 11,000? It's worth a lot more than that. As you can see, the comparable sales here. Look at those search. Look at this, 8 million. Look, chartattack.com, extraincome.com, loancore.com, loanpal.com, techloan.com. They're not that bad. They're not that bad. But again, these are kind of high. 12,000, 13,000. That's not 11,000. Again, gross income is a lot like these, but it might do better than these. And so that's why we're kind of stuck with what has sold before. It's like real estate, right? And so, you know, we looked into the .net equivalents. It's always, you know, that 10% of the value. And so we would be looking at 1,100 there, wouldn't we? So that's why we want to price it accordingly. Even if someone went by the appraisal, even if a buyer went by the appraisal, it gives the wholesale buyer that's going to purchase from us room to make money and resell the domain if they see fit. And then the last one that I wanted to talk about was incomecalculator.net, okay? And again, let's see these comparable sales. Let's see if Estabat did us good. Patient financing refund calculator. Okay, pretty fair. That's fair. And so therefore, it would give us a $600 multiple. But I also would want to try, I think a buyer that would resell incomecalculator.net from us would want to do a lot better and probably would get, you know, because that is just such a great domain. It's a domain for accountants to purchase. An accountant could come up with an app for income calculator and make millions of dollars. So incomecalculator.net is the next best thing. So therefore, that's giving us a price of $600 and $100, and then of course we'll price it accordingly at around $200 or $300. You can go on GoDaddy right now and do a search for pickstock.net or incomecalculator.net and take a look at how we've done the listings, you know, and how the lucky buyers are going to be able to just select it, purchase it for a quality wholesale price, and then resell it for more. So that's a little bit about the pricing. And I just recommend that everyone who's watching this video follow suit and do this yourself. You know, it's a really great thing to get involved in internet real estate. Just like real estate, you know, it's one of the wisest investments, because, you know, years from now, these domains will not be available. You won't even be able to find a .info or a .biz when it comes to these keywords. So these are they're not only, you know, can make you money right away, but they can also grow in value. You have to remember that. Just like real estate, there's no way that the value on domain names are going to diminish in value. All right, which is really important to remember. You know, it's like buying a stock or buying a crypto or buying Bitcoin. It's only upwards. It's only upwards. You wait a year on it, it'll be worth more. All right, so thanks for watching the video, everyone, and good luck in your domaining endeavors.